Let's talk Arsenal, bro.
Yeah, I don't think we've spoken about, because obviously I think we because we didn't go Wednesday in it, so we wouldn't have spoken about it. Like,
no, we missed last Wednesday, didn't we?
Yeah, what's your thoughts on the Arsenal Sunderland game? Like, what? So okay, cool. So from my perspective, and I've made videos on it, and I've spoken about it quite a bit. I'm definitely one of the Arsenal fans that isn't having a meltdown, because I may not have anticipated dropping points at Sunderland per se, but I anticipated Arsenal dropping points across the season. So to me, all it really means is we dropped points here where we probably didn't want to. It just means that we can't drop points somewhere else along the season. Like, we've used up those set of points. To me, I feel like we can drop another 10 points in the league and still win the league. So I'm not actually too concerned at all about if anything, I'm more here with praise for Sunderland, because I think it shows you when you actually come out to play against Arsenal, opposed to sitting in the low block for like 80 odd minutes, you actually can get something from the game. One could even argue that Sunderland might leave that game feeling a bit hard done by, because they actually played really, like, they played in a way that they probably could have. If they play like that against most teams, they win.
If they didn't flaff around for your first goal, bro, you may not go back into that game. You know what I'm saying? When Rice picks it up. I agree with you. I don't think there should be meltdowns, but I think there should be causes for concern. Because I look at that game, it's not so much that it's more so that Man City beat Liverpool from your perspective. Because I'd rather, if I was an Arsenal fan,
I knew they would. But I knew they would. So I kind of factored that in. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like Man City will go and drop points against Newcastle at St. James's Park. So
I'm not convinced. I think
I'm not fussed about that.
But even if Man City drop points against Newcastle, who have you got next?
Tottenham.
Or Spurs.
Yeah, at home. That we will win.
You beat Spurs, man. There's no two there. Spurs are in a false position right now, as far as I'm concerned. But look, for me, there are areas of concern, because I know you'll probably argue this, but I didn't like the substitution towards the end. I think it was too negative, and that was an Arteta trait for me.
No, so I've spoken to a lot of people about this, and so there's a lot of Arsenal fans that are using this draw as like a way to go, told you so, Arteta's going back to type. And it's super predictable. Like, it's like the most predictable.
That's too big a jump. That's too big a jump.
Like, it's so predictable. But my thing is, this season, I think we can both agree this season, that Arteta has actually improved on his decision making when it comes to making substitutions in the game. I think that's clear. I think that's evident. He's doing them earlier than he usually does. He's not doing like for like. Sometimes he is switching it up to try and change things. His in-game has got better this season, which is one of the elements that I was focused on when it came to Mikel Arteta. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, in this game, so before the game even kicked off, if you looked at our bench, we only had 2 attacking options. One being Ethan Nwaneri, 17-18. One being Max Dowman, 15. Yeah. Now, maybe you could argue at maybe the 60th minute, around that time, he could have tried chucking on a Ethan Nwaneri or a Dowman. But then I would say we went on and got the winner. So clearly an attacking substitution wasn't needed in that game to go and win that game. Yeah. Now, with what he had on the bench, and the current state of the game at that time, a defensive substitution was the correct substitution to make. The only thing that I would be like, I would have preferred Arteta to do is to take off Eza and bring on Norgard. That's the only thing
because that's higher up the pitch.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would have preferred. Yeah. No, but I'm bringing on Norgard and then going, Norgard, Rice, you man just sit in front of
the but it's not.
I don't want to attack because I'm happy with the 2-1. I'm happy. I've won the game. I'm happy with the 2-1. Now, I don't feel like, and this is where I feel like a lot of people are being disingenuous. We didn't concede the goal due to the substitution. That goal was conceded due to a
You can blame Raya for the goal.
Yeah, it was a Raya mistake. Like if Raya punches the ball instead of trying to catch it, then the goal doesn't happen.
No, the bottom line on this.
Sorry, just the last thing. Yeah, there is an angle where you can understand why he opted to go for a back five, and one of those angles is, let's just make it harder for them to enter our box. With 3 centre backs, it immediately makes it harder for you to enter our box. So I can understand. I understand why he made that substitution. I understand why. But in my personal opinion, I wouldn't have brought a Mosquera. I would have brought a Norgard. But I don't judge Arteta for that. For me, we didn't drop the points because of that substitution. And there was literally the only other thing he could have done is, okay, let me take off Calafiori and bring on Hincapié. But that's neither here nor there. Do you know what I mean? Because the goal didn't even come from that side. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like, Wolfie, that, you know, a lot of people haven't been able to grab Arteta as of recent. And it's like, shit, now's our chance. Because we don't know when we're going to get the chance again. Now's our chance. Let's go.
Yeah, no,
like, it's a bit over the top.
The bottom line is, let's be real here. If let's say he makes that sub and Raya punches it away and you win the game 2-1, he's made the right call. But he didn't. You conceded the goal. He's made the wrong call. Football is very black and white in terms of when you look at it with hindsight. Hold on. When you look at it with hindsight.
I vehemently disagree. Us dropping points in that game has absolutely nothing to do with the change that Arteta made.
No, you're missing my point. What I'm saying is, if you win 2-1, it's the right substitution. If you draw 2-2, you lose or whatever, it's a mistake. That can be carried by the manager. I just think it invited too much pressure. My main reason for it, let me ask you this question. When was the last time Arsenal played with a back three at any point in the Premier League?
I think it was when he first came to Arsenal. I think when he first came to Arsenal, he was playing with a back three.
So you're looking at 5 to 6 years ago, because you're right, he did start with a back three. Yeah. Now, my question is, how many times did that back three have trained together in a back three like that, man? I can tell you.
We don't know. We don't know we don't actually know what they're training like.
Exactly, but we haven't seen it on the pitch. I can tell you from training under 15s, which is obviously nothing at this level. But positionally, it changes, man. Instead of, Gabriel needing to cover this section of the pitch and Saliba that section, suddenly it's slightly shifted. And unless you're doing it regular, like Nuno, for example, he would always change from a back four to a back three if we were winning last season. But you could tell they were practicing it and training it, and everyone knew their position and everything else. My point here is, it's not lose your head moment, but it's raise an eyebrow of slight concern. Because that is an Arteta trait. I don't think Pep does that. 2-1 up with 5 minutes to go against Sunderland.
I don't know.
Now, if you're against Man City and do it, I hear it.
No, because we saw Pep immediately revert to a low block after scoring against Arsenal. So
against Arsenal, yes. That's not Sunderland.
Sunderland are third in the table, Wolfie. Like, I'm gonna need people to stop disrespecting Sunderland, because do you know what I actually really hate? Yeah. Okay, maybe hate is a strong word, because hate is a very strong word. But I really strongly dislike, is whenever we have football discourse, and I'm not saying specifically you, but there's a lot of people, whenever we have a football discourse, they care more about the name and the past than they do about what is currently happening.
Okay, I hear that. But did you expect to beat Sunderland?
Currently, right now, I did expect,
Okay.
Because I did a show with you, we actually didn't do last Wednesday, so you wouldn't have known. But
but I know you.
I originally predicted 1-0, and then I said 2-0. Yeah. But the thing is, Sunderland are actually one of the most informed teams in the league at the moment. And at home, they haven't lost a game. At home. They haven't lost a game at home.
Okay, I'm not disrespecting Sunderland, bro.
But what people are doing, which I think is absolutely crazy, is they're going, they was in the Championship last season. They're Sunderland. they're towards the end of the season, they're gonna be fighting relegation. Like they're doing all this mad stuff, and it's like, but have you actually watched? Like they're a problem.
Okay, but you do understand I was getting that last year. Oh, Forest to third. Oh, Forest are out of position. Oh, Forest to this, that, and the other. Yeah,
you know what?
Yeah, but you know
better than you.
Yeah, but you know what? It catches up. It catches up. Look, I agree with you on the current and in the now. They're in a good place. I don't expect it. Yeah, fuck you, Cassman. I'm good for a hat on, bro. Right. So, anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, my point here is I still expected Arsenal to beat Sunderland. Home or away, wherever Sunderland were in the league table, I expected you to beat them. Okay.
That's because you underestimate them.
No, I don't, bro.